If a person's pain becomes so great and pessimism removes any hope of future pleasure that could get him through the pain, the result can be the bankruptcy of life, leading to suicide. Now, the number of those who commit suicide is relatively small compared with the number of those who bravely live on. Very few people give up on life because of the pain involved. What does this show? We simply do not make the continuation of life dependent on the amount of pain or pleasure we feel. Pessimism oddly declares that life has no value because it is dominated by pain, and yet maintains that we must go through with it anyways. We must do so because world progress can only be achieved through ceaseless, devoted human labor. But as long as people are still pursuing their egotistical desires, they are unfit for such selfless work. According to the pessimistic view, egotistical striving will only end when it is recognized that human fulfillment is not possible. This clears the way for higher human tasks. In the pessimist view, moral ideals do not have the power to overcome egotism. Instead, they establish their rulership on the ground cleared by the recognition of the hopelessness of egotism. The pessimist's belief that life has no value because it contains an excess of pain is mistaken, for the simple reason that he makes a calculation that is not made in real life. How much pain we are willing to accept in order to achieve the goal depends on the intensity of our desire. A woman who wants a child does not compare the joy of having one with the amount of pain due to pregnancy and childbirth, but with her desire to have the child. The question is whether the desire for the goal is greater than the resistance of the pain involved in reaching that goal. A passionate admirer of beautiful views never directly compares the amount of pleasure he gains from the mountaintop view with the amount of pain caused by the laborious ascent and descent. What he does consider is whether his desire for the view will still be sufficiently intense after all obstacles have been conquered. The question is not whether there is more pleasure or more pain, but whether the will is strong enough to overcome the pain. A proof of the correctness of this view is the fact that we put a higher value on pleasure when attained at the cost of great pain than when it simply falls into our lap like a gift from heaven. When our desire has been tempered by pain and suffering, and yet the goal is still achieved, then the pleasure is all the greater. He will battle against all suffering and pain for as long as he believes there is a possibility of achieving the things he considers worth striving for. The fundamental measure of the will is desire, and desire presses forward as long as it can.